Welcome to Brainscapers with Brooks and Roots. That's Brooks, I'm Roots. Today we're going to talk about our shrub of the week. This is a fabulous one. These are called Annabelle Hydrangea. It's a big leaf hydrangea, blooms midsummer through late summer. Annabelles are great. They start out with a white flower, and then as the flowers mature, they turn kind of this lime green, and eventually will have a little bit of a pink tinge to them. Fall color is yellow. Nice thing about this shrub is, as you can see, we're in pretty heavy shade. Later in the afternoon, they will get some sun, but a great place for the shade to give you a lot of big, strong color for the summertime. Annabelles can be pruned all the way back to the ground as in the fall or in early spring as they bloom on new growth. So what that means, or what that translates to, is by cutting them to the ground in the fall, or even 12 inches into a nice rounded dome shape. Then when they come up in the spring, they're going to come up with a really good shape, and then the new flowers are going to grow at the tips of the end of the new stems. So you don't want to do a late spring pruning to them because you'll lose all the flowers for the summertime. It's kind of an opposite effect from like a viburnum or lilac, where you want to prune those as soon as they're done blooming in the spring or up until about early July. So these guys you can be a little bit lazier with them, do fall pruning or early spring pruning. There are also a lot of new varieties of Annabelles, the Invincible series, that only grow about half as high, more flower color range from pinks to reds, and so you can use a much smaller plant if you have a smaller area, but still have really dramatic color. So again, these are Annabelle hydrangeas, absolutely great plant for the shade or east side of the house where you get morning sun and then afternoon shade. Today, and this is an acidic plant. So we're in Southwest Ohio where we have pretty limey soils. So these do benefit from an application of Hollytone or a soil acidifier. So before you plant, just make sure you know your soil pH or what type of soil you have to know if you need to add an acidifier to the soil to help them to be able to get the nutrients they need from the soil.
Okay, I got a question.
Okay.
How do you find out about the pH? How do you go about that?
So with pH, you can either do a pH test kit through the extension service, or a lot of the box stores will sell a pH monitor where you can it's a probe, you can actually stick it down in the ground. So the other thing with landscaping is, so we have our native soil, which has probably been disturbed in most yards from construction of the house, but then also when new beds are built or created, like here, this was on a clay base, poor drainage, so the soils were prepped with topsoil compost blend to help enrich the soil, improve the drainage. Perlite was also added, which is a little white volcanic material that you'll see in a potting mix. And so you've already changed the pH by creating the bed. So with that, you can't really assume, is this now an acidic or lime-based soil. So with that, you can't really tell, because the beds are prepped, if it's an acidic soil or not. So a quick test kit is a great way to do it, or a test probe, because there are multiple different areas of planting beds in any landscape. So with that, Hollytone is a really safe organic fertilizer that we use a lot and we recommend a lot, just to feed it, change the soil pH slightly, and you can see these are doing fabulously. So obviously the homeowner is definitely doing the right thing with the fertilizing on them. So that's Annabelle Hydrangea. So thank you for joining us. I'm Roots, that's Brooks, with Brainscapers. If you like our videos, please share, please subscribe, please give us a thumbs up, and we'll be back to do another one next week. Thank you.